Hi, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Litter Media Live. This is the Friday edition for October the 6th of 2023. We're being joined by viewers from all over our area, including Lancaster, Fairfield County. Welcome. We've got some news for you folks to talk about today as well. We always get started, if you're new to the program, with a look at our weather. And we've been talking about this all week, and the cold weather is coming in. Partly sunny today with a little cooler temperatures, a high of 73. In case you didn't look out last night or early this morning, we did get some rain showers, which we desperately needed. But for the most part, the rain has moved on, although there is a slight chance of a shower popping up maybe sometime this afternoon, but nothing substantial. It'll start cooling off tonight. If you're going to a high school football game, we're looking for kickoff temperatures at 7 p.m. of about 65 degrees, but before you leave the game at around 10, it'll be down to 57 degrees. Now, the overnight low will be 42, a mixture of sun and clouds for the weekend with a daytime high of 57 and a low of 40. Earlier in the week, we had some people texting, messaging, what about frost? From what we can see over the next few days anyway, it doesn't look like we're going to have any issues with frost with a nighttime low only about 40 degrees. So that's some good news. A little cooler, feels more like fall out. We have sports coming up later, but our news topics are coming up next, and we'll get to that here in just a moment. I want to say a big shout out to some of our great sponsors, including Scioto Valley Dumpsters. That number there is for you to call. They'll give you a free estimate on a big orange dumpster for that big cleanup project around your property. 253-8389. See the ghost map behind the dumpster there, Ross and surrounding counties that they serve. Tell Carl that Mike and Dan sent you. Notice how I put me in before Dan for a change? More coming up after this.
This is Andy Tomlinson. When ensuring what's important to you, our agents are there when you need us the most. Tomlinson Insurance, for the best coverage at the best cost. Visit us online at tomlinsonins.com to learn more.
Each week, Litter Media presents the Neil Coleman Insurance Wyandotte Mutual Player of the Week. If you have an athlete to nominate, any amateur athlete is eligible. Simply visit littermedia.com and click on Player of the Week. At the end of the year, we'll announce the Player of the Year. Make your nominations now at littermedia.com. Click on Player of the Week.
At Rathkamp Financial, we act as your advocate in all wealth matters. We believe in long-term relationships and working to earn your continued trust with our customized investment solutions. Our greatest satisfaction comes from working with clients for many years and helping them realize their dreams.
You haven't had vodka soda like this. No one has. Made with the world's smoothest vodka plus real juice. New White Claw Vodka Soda.
Back with our daily program, Mike Smith. Dan Ramey, of course, will be joining back up with us later tonight in our Litter Media Game of the Week, which we'll tell you about later in sports. We talked about this a couple of weeks back. Well, tomorrow is the day, Oktoberfest in downtown Chillicothe, and this thing here is really getting a lot of attention. Petland sponsoring wiener dog races. That's at 4 o'clock this afternoon. In fact, when we sent out a reminder on Facebook, I think it was last night or this morning, somebody was asking, is it too late to get in with my entry? I thought I saw in our original story that the deadline was October the 1st, but you can give Petland a call just to double check. The Golden Sound Showcase is tomorrow at 5 p.m. at Teays Valley High School's Viking Stadium. There will be performances by 16 of the finest bands in Central and Northern Ohio, and some here in our neck of the woods as well. As you see going down the list, Circleville, Chillicothe High School, Adena, and of course Teays Valley among the schools in our area among the 16 who will be participating. But that's been going on for 15 or so years up at Teays Valley tomorrow. A free community event will be held this Sunday at the Frankfort Brad Lytle Park. Food, face painting, bike raffles, candy, and a bounce house. Several local and Columbus-based businesses will be bringing large equipment for children to explore, and MedFlight is scheduled to land around 2 p.m. if weather and availability permits it. Of course, if they have an emergency run, they have to take care of that first. But if they're free, they will be there somewhere around 2. But as you can see, Sunday's event goes from 1 until 4 p.m. Celebrate the beginning of this transformational preservation journey at the Shoemaker in Lancaster. Urban Restorations, a real estate development company that specializes in historic renovation and owns the former Essex Wire Building on North Columbus Street in Lancaster, has begun renovations to transform the previously vacant property. This inaugurates the repurposing of the approximate 138,000 square foot building, which will feature apartments on the second and third floors and retail space on the first floor. The Shoemaker will extend the walkable downtown and provide valuable commercial and residential space while enhancing a sense of place. The restoration kickoff will be Tuesday, October the 10th at 11:30 a.m. And if you wish to attend the kickoff, you need to get on at lancoc.org before noon, Monday, October the 9th. Vietnam veteran and inspirational speaker Dave Rover will address Adena school students and honored military at a Military Appreciation Assembly in the gymnasium on October the 12th. All active military and veterans are invited to a breakfast with Dave starting at 8 a.m. at Adena schools, followed by his message of 50-plus years of resiliency and hope. 8 months into his tour of duty in Vietnam, Rover was burned beyond recognition when a phosphorus grenade he was poised to throw exploded in his hand. The ordeal left him hospitalized for 14 months, where he underwent numerous major surgeries. His survival and life are miraculous, and Dave has traveled literally around the world talking about his inspirational story. So again, that is going to be for the Adena students as well as active military and veterans who want to attend that event on October 12th at the Adena schools in Frankfort. Calling all 9th through 12th grade students in Pickaway and surrounding counties. For America Recycles Day, the Solid Waste District is putting on a poster contest where you can win some great prizes. The deadline is October the 27th. You can get more details by contacting the Ross Pickaway Highland Fayette County Solid Waste Management District or your local health department. Finally, the Ohio Wildlife Council approved wild turkey hunting dates for spring 2024 during its regularly scheduled meeting, that through the ODNR Division of Wildlife. Statewide youth wild turkey season will be on the dates April 13th and 14th, and all South Zone hunting is April 20th through May the 19th of 2024. Our road report takes us over to Jackson County today. Work is to begin this coming Monday for a series of culvert replacements on State Route 139 between State Route 32 and 239. 139 will be closed daily from 8 to 5 for the construction. The road will be open outside of those work hours. Now, the detour during closure will be Route 32, State Route 93, and State Route 279, and they anticipate this project going through the end of October. When we come back, a look at sports and a lot to tell you, including golf and more, including our game of the week. All ahead on Litter Media Live.
Big yards, small yards, hilly yards, silly yards. Every yard is unique, and every yard, no matter how much you love it, can be uniquely frustrating to mow. That's why Country Clipper is designed to tackle any obstacle imaginable. It's the perfect mower for even the most imperfect yard. Country Clipper, engineered for easy.
Find a career you love with Pickaway Ross Adult Education. Skilled trades careers are in high demand with no signs of slowing down. Pickaway Ross offers career training programs with expert instructors and hands-on learning tactics to create a variety of opportunities. Visit our website for more information.
Well, with the transition of temperatures that we were talking about at the outset of our program today, comes the transition of what type of air you're putting into your house, cool or warm. And Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing can take care of that transition if you're not yet ready. Full disclosure, I have a maintenance program where the Accurate technicians come out twice a year to check for the air conditioning working right, and the same thing for my furnace. I'm a little hesitant to turn the heat on just yet, but it's coming, folks, so be prepared. And you can be prepared through Accurate Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, your trusted comfort advisor. Turning over to sports, the Litter Media Radio Game of the Week tonight is Zane Trace at Unioto. Remember, this was the championship game last year, 35-31 win for Zane Trace. So Unioto hosting tonight, a lot riding on the line. This won't decide the championship just yet because Paint Valley's got a say in all of this, and they've got to play both of these teams over the next few weeks. Our airtime on Litter Media Radio is at 6:50, right after the replay of Thursday's Game of the Week preview show, which you see each Thursday at noon right here on Facebook Live, that has interviews from both coaches. FAC Boys Soccer. The Chillicothe Cavaliers won the championship last night with a win over Jackson. Now, both teams came into this match undefeated, but both had one tie. So the winner took all, and that was Chillicothe with their 3-0 win over the Ironmen. Congratulations to the Cav boys soccer team. Earlier this week, the Waverly girls tennis players Blossom Smith and Claire Morrison teamed up to play doubles in the sectional tournament and have advanced to district competition next Wednesday. The All-SVC boys golf team came out just about 30 minutes ago, and that can be found right now on our website at littermedia.com. And here's the list. We already knew that Unioto's Charlie Lewis is the player of the year based on best average score, but conference champion Westfall placed the most kids on the squad, 4 what they call the all-league team, and then the honorable mention, add 1 more. But on there, and you'll find this on our website story, it not only gives the name of the player, but it also gives the average score per match. And Charlie averaged 38.43 per match, which was almost 2 strokes ahead of John Grandolski Jr. of Zane Trace. Now, coming up on our Litter Media Game of the Week tonight, at halftime, we always have a halftime guest whenever possible, and Charlie Lewis will be coming up to the press box to chat with us during our radio halftime interview tonight at Unioto. The Paint Valley Bearcats in their home game tonight with Huntington. Of course, that's for the Maple Leaf Trophy. But at halftime, after the bands have competed, Paint Valley will be honoring 3-time state track and field champion Cole Miller. Of course, Cole won in the 100, 200, and the long jump. He actually qualified for the hurdles as well, but decided to scratch from that event to save himself for those other 3 events. So Cole will be honored during that halftime performance tonight between Huntington at Paint Valley. College football over the weekend, the Ohio State Buckeyes at home in a Big Ten matchup with the Terrapins of Maryland. That's a 12:10 kickoff on Fox Television. It's homecoming weekend for the Ohio Bobcats as they're in MAC play against Kent State University, the Golden Flashes. That's a 3:30 kickoff in Athens tomorrow. Also, tournament pairings for high school soccer and volleyball will be released this Sunday afternoon. The Southeast District usually sends out their bracket somewhere around 3:30, and we'll have that posted as soon as we get that information to you on littermedia.com. Of course, the Bengals and Browns in action also over the weekend, so Dan and Aaron will be telling you more about that on Monday's show as to how those games came out. That is a look at sports. When we come back, we'll wrap up with this date in history, taking you back to 1683. I had to double check. 1683. Coming up next on Litter Media Live.
Whenever I first applied for the Archways opportunity, do I have to pay this back? Do I have to do that? Like, is it a loan? And it's not. It's a scholarship. A goal of mine is to graduate college debt-free. If you're a crew member, you get $2,500 a year, and if you're a manager, you get $3,000. And especially if you're going locally to college, like to the branch or something like that, it's really helpful.
For transportation options in Ross County, call Ross County Health District's Mobility Management Team, 740-779-9652.
If you can't give true love to me, I'll understand. Just
It's
do
only
the
worth it
best
if you enjoy
you
it.
can.
Michelob Ultra.
Here's the wrap-up that we always have each day, a little history lesson. We don't mean to give you the whole story. We hope that it'll entice you to look some of this up for yourself. But on this date in 1683, encouraged by William Penn's offer of 5,000 acres of land in the colony of Pennsylvania and the freedom to practice their religion, the first Mennonites arrive in America. Now, this is not an actual picture from 1683. It was kind of hard finding something that would be appropriate for the Mennonites on this edition. But the Mennonites arrive in America aboard the ship Concord. Now, many years later, there was another ship called the Concorde, but it was an airship that traveled thousands of miles per hour. This is not anywhere near that fast. They were among the first Germans to settle in the American colonies. This date in 1683, we welcome the Mennonites, and they're still here today. In fact, running some pretty tasty stores in our area for bakery goods and things of that nature, and we love having them as our neighbors. That's a wrap for today's Litter Media Live. Again, Dan Ramey, our producer Aaron Glenn will be with us tonight on the Litter Media Radio Game of the Week. They'll be down on the sidelines doing their video recording for our Litter Media Extra packages that come out on Litter Media YouTube over the weekend, and, of course, the featured highlight video sometime at mid next week. So, until Tom Beard and I join you tonight on about 6:50 on Litter Media Radio, for our producer Aaron Glandon and for Dan Ramey, this is Mike Smith saying have a great weekend, everybody, and remember, it's going to cool off, so take a jacket with you to the ball game tonight. See you on the radio.